If you like to plan your bullet journal at the end of each month and would like some company, I'm here for you today. Today I'm going to be planning my March bullet journal pages with you in real time so you can journal with me, plan your own pages, and we can chat a little bit. I'm going to answer a few questions from you guys that I got the other day on my Instagram, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about the plans for the future on my channel. Let me know if you like these types of videos and if you'd like a chill, lo-fi music in the next one. But today I'm going to just talk a little bit and plan my March pages with you. If you haven't watched my normal March bullet journal setup, I'm going to link it in the cards and here in the description box so you can watch it. It's a little bit sped up and it's around like 12 minutes, I think. So it's a sped up version of this one. In this one, I'm just going to journal in real time with little to no cuts, just the important stuff, and I hope you enjoy it. So my theme for March is women that inspire me. I chose 5 different women that really inspire me to create as stickers and to use in my next theme. And this theme was really fun to create because I really had to think about my art style and how I wanted to draw people and everything. And it was a real challenge, but I really like to take a step further with my art and my shop and to actually create my art style. I did a different art style in my previous stickers, and this one is a new one, and I'm really happy with it. So I think I'm going to just draw everything like this from now on and call it my art style. And I also created some flowers, and so it was a really great experience, and I like to challenge myself in that way. So I'm really happy with how the whole theme and all the stickers turned out. I talked in detail about all the women that I drew, but here is just a summary of all of them. So one of them is Amanda Rachel Lee. If you like bullet journaling, you know that she's the queen of bullet journaling. She really helps taking bullet journal to the next level and make it more popular. And she's a real inspiration for me to just be creative and be myself and to really draw in my bullet journal and be a content creator around that. I really love her and I love her style, even though her earlier styles were more doodly and my aesthetic. The way she does bullet journal right now is also really nice, and I feel really grateful that she keeps posting. One of the other content creators around bullet journal that I drew was Heather from Mashi Bujo. She has really been an inspiration for me because she does this full time, and I really aspire to be like her one day, to travel, to do her art in her journals, to have her sticker shop, and to really do that as a job. That's what I've been trying to do these past 2 months. And she really inspires me to keep going and to never give up and to put my art out there. So it just seemed logic to me to put her in this theme as well. Another creator that really inspires me is Catnip from Catnip Studios. Her name is Catherine, and she really helped me when I wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I didn't know how because at the time she was different, and when I started posting I was really shy and I didn't want to show my face and I didn't want to just put myself out there. It was really hard for me. I didn't know how to do it really, and she really helped me and showed me that no matter what you look like and no matter what you do, if you just be yourself and put yourself out there, people are going to accept you. And that truly spoke to me, and that is the reason why I still have a YouTube channel nowadays. She was the main inspiration for me to never give up in that aspect. So she's really inspiring to me. I still watch her studio vlogs today, and she's a real inspiration. Now, moving on from content creators about art, I decided to do 2 artists that really inspire me as a woman. I have been a fan of Melanie Martinez since she released Dollhouse, and I am really inspired by the way she puts her art and her own touch into the music that she creates and all the visuals. K through 12 is my favorite album from her, but I'm really enjoying Portals the more I listen to, and I really enjoyed Cry Baby when it came out. And I always loved how she never cared about standards and fitting in and only did her own thing. That always inspired me. And so she's an artist that really means the world to me, and I love her so much and I love her music. And I feel like she, as a creative person, is really inspiring. So obviously, I had to draw her. Oh, and for this whole collection, I matched a flower or a type of plant with one of the women. And obviously, that for Melanie Martinez, I did oranges to match her orange juice video clip. And I think that it matches her really well. And for each woman, I have a different plant. For Hedda is hydrangeas, For Amanda is sunflowers, for Catnip is tulips, and for the following women is going to be eucalyptus, which is Megan Thee Stallion. And I know that that is going to sound really weird, like what, Megan Thee Stallion? But if you follow her and if you know her story and watch her documentary like I did, you know that she is a very inspiring, empowered woman. And I just love how she sees life, and she has been through a lot, but she always fought through and she was always strong. And I listen to a lot of her songs in the gym because she really gives me the pump to work out my ass off. And she's just really inspiring to me in that sense of being an independent woman. So I know that doesn't really match the aesthetic of bullet journaling and art, but she's inspired me in a different way. So these are all of the women that I drew for March, and all of these are going to be available as sticker sheets, sticker flakes, and I'm still deciding on the art print for the month of March. So if you didn't join my Discord yet to vote, make sure you do. The link is going to be in the description below. So the first thing that I did for this theme was to cut up all of the stickers for my pages because they are not pre-cut yet on my shop. If you purchase any sticker sheets, they are not pre-cut. You actually have to cut them yourself. And this is something that I really want to change in the near future on my shop. And I really want to have a Cricut machine. I've been seeing suppliers, but for my lifestyle, I prefer to have the stickers here and print them myself and make that my living and not have to rely on suppliers. So for that reason, I decided to get a Cricut machine soon instead of relying on suppliers. And for that, I actually created a goal on my Ko-Fi page that everyone who supports me or joins my Ko-Fi or makes a donation, all of that money goes towards that goal. And it's really fun to see the bar going up and you see that the goal is being achieved slowly. But this is really something that I really want to do for my shop, so I'm really excited for that next step. But in the meantime, all of my stickers are not pre-cut, so I have to cut them myself. So I did just that. And for my cover page, I wanted to have all of the women with the flowers on one page and then the flowers on the other with the quote. So I'm just rearranging them and having the quote on the left side. So in the meantime that I'm preparing that, I'm going to answer one question that I got from my Instagram that says, how do you set up your journal to match along with your own business timetable? And I am just trying to figure that out yet. Nowadays, I create stickers for my bullet journal theme and then I sell them on my shop. And nowadays, I feel like that is not really working for me anymore because I have to create a sticker collection to launch every month, and that is taking a toll on me at the moment. I'm doing this full time, but somehow I feel like I have so many things that I want to understand and discover that creating stickers every single month takes a lot of that time for me. And planning a whole collection and a whole shop update every month is just not doable. So I decided to kind of take that on the side a little bit for now and not do that for April, for example. But I usually think about a theme and then I try to create a sticker collection around that. And I try to create everything before I post or even before I film my bullet journal setup for that month. And then once that is filmed, I start planning the shop launch again. It takes a whole lot of work to do that, to be honest, and it's just not doable. And I know that other creators do that and others don't, and I feel like I prefer to have a period of time without adding anything new to my shop, but just remarketing the things that I already have and then do a shop drop, if that makes sense. Because, for example, one of the things that I want to do is two things actually. One thing is I want to have reps for my shop. That is something that in all of these years of having a shop I've never done. And so I want to do that as soon as possible in March. And I also want to create a sticker sheet, like a sticker collection of Disney princesses. Because one thing that I realized is that a lot of people have like idols and people that they admire that are Disney princesses. And two of my members on Ko-Fi are like this. They love Disney princesses. They have Disney princesses all over their stationery and such. So I thought that, you know what, I'm going to create a collection for that. But because I've been drawing so much, I kind of bruised my wrist and I couldn't draw for 2 weeks. I haven't drawn yet. And that took a really big toll on me. And it made me realize that drawing every single month is not doable. And so, yeah, I want to release that collection in March as well, and I have to create a business plan for March. But I also want to take it slow. So maybe for April, I'm not going to have a theme around my sticker designs, and I'm going to do another theme, but I'm going to try to focus on creating good themes and good stickers for my shop as well. So I try to match both of those in that area, but because this is a rolling thing continuously every month, that is really hard to keep up with. So even though I've been doing that, I'm going to take a little break in March in regarding the theme for April. And speaking about all of these changes in my shop and brand, the quote that I chose for March is the reminder for me that I really need to trust the process and plant the things that I want to grow and harvest in the future, which is something that I haven't done yet. So the quote that I chose is trust the seeds you're planting. And additionally to that, I added nothing worth having comes easy. That is a full on reminder to me that if I'm doing things the easy way, nothing good is going to come from it. I have been in this full time content creation thing for 2 months, and it's just been really overwhelming because I realized that I've been doing content creation all wrong, and I don't really have a personal thing to me yet. And so that is really hard to take in and realize that, yeah, you're doing this wrong. You really need to redo and rethink everything you're doing and start fresh. And I haven't done that yet. And I feel like, if that makes sense, that the seeds that I'm planting now, all of the things that I'm doing now, are not going to be what I want to harvest later on. Because I'm doing very little of the things that I want to really do and really take action on. And so the outcome of that is not going to be what I want, if that makes sense. For example, now I'm doing content that is really like easy to film and easy to edit. I'm not putting too much thought into it. Obviously, that the outcome is not going to be good. You know what I mean? Like if you just do simple stuff all over again and all the time, you're not going to see much of an outcome. And so I really want to think about what type of posts I want to do, what type of reels, videos, my whole aesthetic, what type of content even that I want to post on my channel. And for example, I have to think about a YouTube intro now. I'm really into scrapbooking digitally, so I want to have a YouTube intro around that. And so for that, I need to take action and I need to take time for it. And I just need to make that a priority so I can, have a good intro and do what I want in the future. But that is really hard because I need to get out of this rolling wheel of doing the things that I've been doing for years and getting out of my comfort zone. So that is the step that I am right now. And this quote really speaks up to me because, as you can see, I did a whole ramble about it because it's just really what I want to do. And I want to change everything that I've been doing for these years and start fresh and start a new cat and post more scrapbooking and junk journal videos and do more cooking and more vlogs. And for that, I actually need to have a blank slate in front of me and plan everything. So I really have to trust these signs and this break that I'm going to take soon in order to plant good things and harvest later. So this quote talks a lot to me, and that is why I chose it for March. And around the quote, I added all of the plant stickers that I created here to fill up the page a little bit. I had to cut these by hand, which was really painful, but I am really mindful when I do these things, so it was really fun time to just cut up all the stickers and make sure that they were looking great on the page. So I added some of them at the top and bottom of the page, and I called it a day, and I really like how the quote page and the cover page look like in my bullet journal. So in the meantime that I start my calendar, I'm going to answer another question, and it's about scrapbooking. I really like this question in particular. And someone asked, do you have any tips for someone who wants to start scrapbooking but doesn't know where to start on what to do? And I've been doing scrapbooking for some years now, and it seems so intimidating, even sometimes if I don't do it um, for a couple of weeks or so. When I take a pen pal letter or a page in my journal and I try to do scrapbooking, it feels like I don't know what to do. So if you've never done scrapbooking, I know how intimidating it might look like. But for me, it started with having a couple of paper and washi tapes and stickers and put something together. And the first couple of things that you're going to do with scrapbooking is not going to be good. They're going to be all messy. You're not going to have a good composition. And if you watch my first pen pal with me videos, you know how bad I was at scrapbooking in my envelopes. Now I'm better, but I know that if I don't do it for a couple of weeks and then I try to make a scrapbooking page or an envelope, it just doesn't turn out good. So, practice makes perfect, honestly. And if you would like to try scrapbooking and really try it with new supplies or maybe with stickers and washi tape, um, I actually sell stationery grab bags and scrapbooking packs on my shop that are perfect for that. You get a bag with lots of ephemera, stickers, papers, washi tapes, and with that you can actually do scrapbooking pages without purchasing a lot of other stationery. I actually started the scrapbooking grab bags because of that, because I saw a lot of people purchasing like a bunch of washi tapes, a bunch of papers, and then it was all of the same thing, and you're not going to reuse those things for a long time. So it was a lot of waste. And my scrapbooking grab bags actually avoid that. So you buy one and you do a page or two with that, and that's it. And it also challenges your creativity a little bit, because sometimes the problem with scrapbooking is that you have a ton of stationery in front of you and you don't know what to use. And with the grab bags, you actually just have your stationery predetermined for you. So you get the grab bag and you just have to create art with what's inside the grab bag. And I actually do that sometimes for my pen pal with me videos and for bullet journal themes. And it's just awesome to have that creativity challenge every now and then. So if you struggle with scrapbooking and don't know where to start, I will actually recommend getting a stationery grab bag from me from my shop. The link is always in the description below, and try scrapbooking yourself with one. So now I'm creating my monthly dashboard for March, and I didn't really like the dashboard that I did for February, so I decided to change it a little bit and actually redo the same one that I did for January. So I'm going to have a mini calendar on the left side of the left page and a vertical calendar on the right. And I actually really like this layout when I did it in January, because it was really easy to see all of my events in one place and have a view of the future of the month. So that was really nice. And I'm also adding a don't forget box for any events that I can forget about or things that I have to do. And I really liked highlighting the weekends on this vertical calendar. And I also did these lines a bit thinner than usual. If you can see, they are not the width of the grid. And I really like this style as well. It's really slim, really delicate. So this is something that I really want to start doing more in my next months in my bullet journal. And for my right page, I actually did something different, and I'm not doing a to-do list here. I actually decided to change things up and do a self-care log and do the dashboard later on. So I would usually do the to-do list of the month in my goal section in here, but I decided to change things up a little bit and do the self-care log here. And I usually do this for February for Valentine's Day, but I didn't really want to do it, to be honest. So I changed things up a little bit and I did it in here in March. This self care log is going to be for me to write down all of the self care activities that I'm doing in March for myself. And again, this is something that I would do in February, but just because I forgot, I'm doing it in March, because it's not bad to do things in another month. So I did it for March. And I'm a really advocate for self love. I think that before you love anyone else, you should love yourself and you should do things for your own health. And so, for example, one of the things that I do every month is going on dates with my husband. Every week I try to take on a walk, and it's either a mindful walk when I go by myself or a walk with my best friend just to talk and get some air and move our bodies a little bit. That is the type of self-care that I like to do for myself. That includes also do my nails and dye my hair and sometimes watch my comfort show, something like that. But I really want to take it a step further in March and have a better idea of all the things that I do for myself throughout the month. And I'm going to write them down in here and share it on Instagram at the end of the month. This is something that I really recommend to do, like pages and sections of self care and things just for yourself. Bullet journal is just not about productivity, in my opinion. You should also do like things for yourself and self care and everything. And so I decided to include a self care log in here. And for the decoration of these pages and the next ones, I'm not going to use the girl stickers, I'm just going to use the plants. And I actually also used a sticker flake in here that I'm selling on my shop from the hydrangeas design, and I feel like it would match well with the rest of the page, so I used it. And you can purchase it on my shop as sticker flakes as well, but they are also included in the sticker sheets, as you can see. And the last page for this setup is going to be my habit tracker with my to-do list and goals for the month. And for me, I really like to have several habits and several hobbies throughout the month, even though are not habits that I do every day. But the habits that I'm doing for March are working out. I try to work out 4 times a week and do a walk once a week. So roughly 5 times a week. And in this type of habit tracker layout that I'm doing, you can really divide them into weeks, but that's not really my point because I use the Google Calendar most of the times. And I'm going to track that because I still love to work out 4 times a week. I think it's so good for your body and for your mental health to just move your body and get your blood flowing. That is something that I'm going to keep tracking for the rest of my life. Another thing is illustration. So, as I mentioned, I am going to give it a break, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to illustrate anything throughout the month. I'm planning of having different collections and draw more to just adapt my wrist into illustrating more often and creating more designs of my art style. So, I'm going to have this habit in here. The next one is all related to business. So, emails, sponsorships, collaborations, all of that type of thing, or even just like videos about marketing and social media and content creation, I would have to track in this little tracker in here because this is something I don't do. I just create content and I just live my life and I don't educate myself on the topic. And that is a flaw that I have been doing and I just want to change that. And for that, I created a habit for it. And again, it's not something that I'm going to do every day, but at least I have it in here as a reminder. Another habit is all about Japanese. So, as you know, I am, or if you don't know, I am learning Japanese with my husband. We've been to Japan last October and I really enjoy learning another language. And so I'm learning Japanese with him and it has been really cool, but I have been really bad at making time for it, especially like for example this week. I haven't had time to study Japanese because I get caught up with other type of work. So it's a habit that it's still in the making and I'm still learning how to make time to learn Japanese, but I have it in here just because I feel like it's really important to learn the language and to make it a habit and learn it frequently. The only thing that I do every single day is Duolingo because it might kill me if I don't. But actually learning the language is something that it takes time and it takes effort, and you need to study it multiple times a week. And so that has been a bit hard, but I think that with discipline and with a calendar, I can do it. And the last habit for March is drumming. So I have been learning the drums since Christmas, and it has been also hard because I have so many things to do and so many hobbies that drumming is not a priority for me, unfortunately. And I really want to learn Arabella from Arctic Monkeys to play with my husband, but because I haven't been good at making time for it, I just don't have time for it. And it's so bad that I really need to make it a habit and make time for it. Those are going to be all of my habits for March. And I actually want to do like a review of my habits too, because I feel like sometimes I'm just trying to fit them in my life and maybe it's not the right time, if that makes sense. So yeah, I also have to do that review for my life in the future. But yeah, these are my habits for March. And below that, I'm going to have the goals and to do list section. And for my goals this month, I really want to launch new content on my channel. I really want to start cooking videos and things related to plants and stuff like that. So that is something that I really want to do. And I really want to reach a milestone this month. I feel like I'm really stuck on what I've been doing for the past years and it's just not working. So I really want to change my content. I really want to change the way I see things and I do things and really take my channel and whole brand to another level. And for that, I actually need to learn content creation and social media marketing and all of that. And that is the hardest part. Believe it or not, it's really hard to learn how to do something, especially if you have been doing it for years, but you just realize that you've been doing it all wrong. So, yeah, those are some of the questions that I received. I'm going to save some of them for my next real-time video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my real-time March bullet journal with me video. And I hope you have planned yours for the month. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.